Today we are going to discuss the Deferred Compensation Plan, or DCP, that is available to you. The DCP plan is a voluntary 457 plan which allows you to have payments automatically deducted from your paycheck to grow tax-deferred in a retirement account based on the investment choices you determine. Unlike the mandatory plan, there is no set contribution rate. You decide how much or how little you want to put in. However, you must meet the minimum of $25 monthly. This plan is subject to contribution limits given to us by the IRS annually. This year, that limit is $20,500 for participants under 50 and $27,000 for those over 50, much higher than the current IRA contribution limits. You have distribution options that are the same as the mandatory defined contribution plan, except this plan has no early withdrawal tax penalties associated with it, should you terminate rather than retire. I just mentioned tax penalties for early withdrawal. However, there are lots of tax implications when dealing with retirement finance. Take, for instance, when you are terminating or retiring and you have a large bank of eligible sick or vacation leave that is set to be paid out to you. This can negatively affect your taxes for that year because a large payout can push your income into a higher tax bracket, which means you lose more of that money to taxation. In retirement, we want to keep as much of that money in our pockets as possible. With a DCP account, you can roll over your eligible sick or vacation leave into the tax-deferred DCP account, and then you don't have that counted in your income for that year and would be taxed later in retirement on those payments when you are perhaps making less in a year, in effect, keeping more of that money. To do this, you have to fill out either a DCP change or enrollment form. Give that to your HR representative, and they must get that to us, no later than the calendar month prior to your termination date. An example would be if your termination is February 3rd, 2022, then you would have needed to have the form through HR and to us by the end of January. We want to make participation in DCP as easy for members as possible. With that in mind, you can enroll in DCP at any point in time using the Employee Work Center or Workday to get started. DCP is long-term savings that you can't access until you terminate or retire, so you may have a life event that would force you to higher or lower your contribution amount, or maybe you even need to stop contributing for a while. You can do this in Workday. You can't designate your beneficiaries on Workday. You have to fill out the form, get it notarized, and send it to us. You can't do your investment elections on Workday. Those need to be done on the Emeritus online system. When you enroll, your funds default into a LifePath fund, which is a target date retirement fund that rebalances based on the year that you will turn 65, slowly getting more conservative. And lastly, you can't defer that eligible sick or vacation leave without using the paper form, getting that to your HR or payroll representative, and then to us, the month prior to your termination date. Now, let's walk through the process of using Workday to either enroll or making changes to your DCP account. First, we will need to go to the Employee Work Center, or Workday. You can get there by going to Link. You can log in using your state email address or your username and password, whichever is easiest for you. Here is a picture of that login page. If you would like more information on this process, you can go to Link. That is link.nebraska.gov. Once you are on the Link homepage, there is a bar at the top right that has a drop-down menu for resources. Go to Link User Guides, scroll down to Workday, and then, using the Using the System heading, there is a PDF guide for Deferred Compensation Plan, Add or Change. Now that you are logged into Workday, you will go to the Applications menu and select the Benefits title. In this presentation, I am making changes to an already active DCP account, but this is the same if you are enrolling too. I go to the Change menu and select Benefits. What we are essentially doing now is setting up our event. Select our Change Reason as Deferred Compensation Enroll/Change from the drop-down menu. Click on the little calendar and select your desired effective date. Now, this can't be backdated, so it either needs to be today's date, which is the default, or a future date. Remember, changes or enrollment to DCP will be effective the month after you make them, so take that into consideration when you are planning what your date is going to be. For the sake of this example, I want my changes to be effective in March, so I am going to use the default current date, February 3rd, 2022. Using the date of February 3rd, 2022 means the first date I will see my changes or enrollment will be on my first check in March. You can also future date your change or enrollment event. Let's say I wish for my change to be in May. I would make my benefit event date to be any day in the month of April, and I would see my change on my first check in May. Confirm your benefit event date by scrolling down and clicking Submit. There will be a pop-up message that tells you that you have created your event. If you click on Open, you can get into your new event and either continue your enrollment or make the changes you want for your DCP account. Click Let's Get Started. Now you are shown what you are currently contributing, if you are, and the DCP plan. Note that on this example it says deferred compensation equal to less than 49. That just means that I am younger than age 50. This distinction occurs because there are different contribution limits depending on if you are over age 50 or under. If you are enrolling, the tile is going to show as DCP waived with enroll below. As our example is already contributing, let's click on Manage. This takes us to the plan page. Our example is already participating, so the Select button is highlighted. If you wish to stop your contributions, you would click the Waive Radio button to do so. Please make sure that you read and understand the general instructions that go along with this, as they are all good warnings and information regarding the DCP plan. At the bottom of the general information, there are hyperlinks for the additional things you will need if you are enrolling for the first time or need to make changes to your DCP, such as your beneficiary designation form to add or change beneficiaries on your account. These are separate from the beneficiaries on your mandatory account. So just because you have beneficiaries on file for that, they do not translate over to your new DCP. The same goes for beneficiaries you designate during open enrollment for state employees, which are for your life insurance. There is a link for the Emeritus online account so you can set up your investment elections according to your personal investment strategy. And finally, there is a link to the DCP handbook. These can all also be found on the npers.ne.gov website. Click Confirm and Continue to move forward with our changes. The next screen is where we will make adjustments to our contributions. It also shows the minimum and maximum contributions. I am paid on a semi-monthly schedule, so twice monthly. However, if you are someone who is paid monthly, it will show as monthly. The amount that I enter should be what I want to pay per paycheck. So, in this example, that is $150 per paycheck, for a total of $300 per month. If this is satisfactory, we click Save. We will get a warning that tells us that we made some changes, but they have not been submitted yet. It then lists our next steps. Now we show a new projected semi-monthly cost than before. If we want to go back in and make changes, we would click Manage and follow the previous process we just went through. If we are happy with our change, then we click Review and Sign. We are taken to our summary page. We can see the benefits section on the long table. The coverage begin date is the date our changes are effective, so it will be the first of the month following our benefit event date. In our example, these changes were for March, so that date shows as March 1st, 2022. However, when we look at that deduction begin date, it says February 14th, 2022. Why is that? For the paycheck we will receive on March 9th, we are being paid for the work that we did 2 weeks before that pay period, so our deductions or increase or waiver would begin during that pay period to be official on that March 9th paycheck. Should you have questions about your agency payroll and how that would be affected by your changes in Workday, chat with your HR or payroll partner. Please read the important information regarding your DCP account prior to checking the box saying you accept and understand all the information. Clicking that I accept box is your electronic signature for this change. Check the box and click Submit. And it is just that easy. Now you have submitted a change or enrolled in DCP. Click Done. What now? If you want more information about your DCP, visit our website. Don't forget to submit a beneficiary designation form for your DCP account. You can watch our allocations and transfers video to help you walk through the process of changing your investments. Or perhaps you are coming up on your retirement and would like to submit a form to make sure you can roll over your eligible unused sick and vacation time into your DCP account. It is never too late to learn about investing and what a smart investment plan can do for your retirement. We provide great content on our website, like the financial planning seminar, the investment education video, which talks about the specific funds you can access using your DCP, or our annual investment report to see past performance of the current available funds. Great resources to make this process as painless and, dare we say, fun as possible. Should you have questions regarding your DCP account, you can always give us a call or check out the resources we offer on our website. Thank you so much for your time.